The farmer, up before sunrise and long before the rooster crows, wearing their traditional old faded blue jeans or overalls, a pair of old boots that have clocked so many miles around the farm they no longer have soles. It will be a long day because the farmer works from sunup to sundown. With that all too familiar sound of a roaring tractor engine warming up and burning off the morning dew, it's time to get the day started. Climbing onto an old tractor is the equivalent of that same feeling one might get from climbing onto the back of a horse. It's a personal relationship and each one needs the other to complete it. A farmer's a special breed indeed, built from the blood and sweat of past generations. They're just stewards of the land, carrying on a tradition that has been handed down from one generation to the next. The memories of sitting on Grandpa's lap while he plowed the fields as vivid today as it was back then. Seems like yesterday when they ran about playing in the hayloft and feeding the chickens. Much has changed through the years. That old screen door no longer beats against the sash when the wind blows, and that old front porch has been rebuilt from pillar to post. But that old farmhouse still holds a bushel of memories. Being stewards of the land requires a lot of hard work and dedication. Honoring their heritage is a tradition built from many years of blood, sweat, and tears. A farmer is only as successful as their last crop, and they take that responsibility very serious. It is said that the fields hold many secrets. The soil grows rich with every drop of blood a farmer shares. The moon is a farmer's favorite light, and the rains are an answered prayer. The tractor, an old friend that at a moment's notice is there to help out. But today, the very life that a farmer lives is under attack. Their ability to help feed a nation now compromised by so many rules and regulations that it's forcing many of them to abandon their way of life. Auction after auction has robbed the farmer of not only their land, but the deep ties to the generations that shared in its development and history. There is no sadder day a farmer will ever face than that of the day in which they watch everything they worked for being sold for pennies on the dollar. The barns, for the first time in years, no longer filled with the sounds of livestock. Most will never know the pressures they endure on a daily basis or understand what it is that drives a farmer to sacrifice every part of themselves to preserve this way of life. A farmer is a breed apart from everyone else, bound by tradition, driven by passion, and willing to sacrifice everything they have just to drop a plow or milk a cow. Ah, the farmer.
Scarecrow on a wooden cross, blackbird in the barn. 400 empty acres that used to be my farm. Grew up like my daddy did, my grandpa cleared this land. When I was 5, I walked the fence while grandpa held my hand. Rain on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. This land fed a nation, this land made me proud. And son, I'm just sorry there's no legacy for you now. Rain on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. Rain on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. The crops we grew last summer weren't enough to pay the loan. Couldn't buy the seed to plant this spring, and the farmer's bank foreclosed. Called my old friend ran shipment up to auction off the land. He said, John, it's just my job, and I hope you understand. They calling it your job, oh horse, sure don't make it right. If you want me to, I'll say a prayer for your soul tonight. And grandma's on the front porch with a Bible in her hand. Sometimes I hear her singing, take me to the promised land. You take away a man's dignity, you can't work his fields and cows. But blood on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. Blood on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. It's 97 crosses planted in the courthouse yard, with 97 families who lost 97 farms. I think about my grandpa, my neighbors, and my name. It's the nights I feel like dying, like a scarecrow in the rain. Rain on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. This land fed a nation, hey, this land made me proud. And son, I'm just sorry, there's just memories for you now. Rain on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. Rain on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. Rain on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. This land fed a nation, this land made me so proud. Son, I'm just sorry, there's memories for you now. Rain on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. Rain on the scarecrow, blood on the plow.